Welcome to another SAP Ariba customer self-service video. Today we're going to talk about dashboard administration. Not a lot of slides to go through, but we are going to talk about the general dashboard overview, what are dashboards. We'll talk about how to get to the admin console and setup, configuring the new dashboard, a news template, and then dashboards for different user groups, and then finally publishing the dashboards. We'll start in our demo realm here. So this is a dashboard, right? So home page being the most common. You notice I don't have a news. Most people have news to start with. And generally you can add content or add new tabs if you want a new tab. But you can add content and properties, etc., right? There's a variety of ways of doing this, and then there's a default to the standard. So you can tell that I was already on the standard dashboard. I don't think anything changed there. So what we're going to do is, you can easily move your dashboard around and you can see the different aspects here. But you can set them in the side-by-side view or top or bottom, and then that left column. So you've got a lot of different options here for how you do your dashboard. Now, again, every user can configure theirs, but there are some defaults that when a user logs in, they can see. But I'm going to go to Manage, Core Administration. From there, I'm going to go to Dashboard Manager and Dashboard Templates. The themes are just the light theme or the SAP colored themes. You can either create a new one or configure a separate one, right? So if you decide you want to use one of these old ones, you can simply configure it. We'll delete this, and I'll show you yours would. Traditionally, your realm would have probably just one standard default template, and you would come in here and configure it. That creates the second version of it. From here, you'll notice it looks exactly like your home screen. The only difference is that I've got either a required box that forces that so the user can't remove it. And then everything else is the same standard dashboard templates, right? And so if I decide that I want a news section, I go to the toolbar, add content, and then simply add the news down here. And it's going to pop up a news box, and you can see that somebody had already typed in our customer self-service videos, which is nice. If you want to edit this news, then you will come out here to the dashboard administrator, just like we did, and then choose edit content, and then you are taken to a new screen where you can edit this. A lot of people include a link to their internal SharePoint site where maybe they have trainings or videos, things of that nature. In this case, we have our self-service videos here, a link out to that. So you see you can configure the different sections here. As well, if you have a specific group of people, you may not be configuring your home dashboard. Instead, you may be adding a new tab. So if I decide I want to add a new tab, maybe for finance or somebody like that, we'll just create a new finance tab. And what I'm going to do is just add a couple of reports. And so we're going to add a chart table. I'm going to go to public reports here, and we'll see that I've got a few reports here for requisitions, orders, and invoices by cost center. And I'm just going to put that in a table form. Maybe I'll add one as a table and different chart types. And I'm just going to go right back to that, add another chart, and this time we'll do the order, and we'll do that as maybe a pie chart or something like that, just to show you a sampling of different options that you have available. And then again, public reports, and then the final one will be the invoice. And I think the last one we did as a pie, so this one we'll do as a column. And once these things populate, you can once again drag them around however you need to see. And I'm going to drag this last one down so that it's full width down here. And so pretty quickly I can create a dashboard for my finance individuals, and they'd be limited to whatever data they can see. But I can see my pending requisitions by cost center, my orders by cost center here. As well, I can see a actual invoice spend. These could all be charts, obviously, whatever you need them to be. But you can add these standard dashboards. And you can also, so not only can you change a dashboard, but then you can actually limit dashboards as well so that only certain groups would have access to this dashboard with the Finance tab. We'll talk about that a little bit later. But in general, you should limit your dashboards or create dashboards for your power users so that when your sourcing owners come in, when they go to the sourcing tab, maybe the to-do, right? They may not even need my documents because they may not own the documents, right? They may just have things that they need to do. And so you want to run the my to-do more active, or maybe for sourcing, you actually want like a savings report or something like that. And so you can actually see this is an analysis with different reports down here with active projects, etc. And so you could also add content here and quickly add different things. You can also add a calendar. We'll see how the calendar shows up. So we've added our calendar, and the nice thing about the calendar is it will put the items that need to be done or are due or past due right here in the calendar. And so the calendar is a nice feature for sourcing individuals because you can click on the day that you need, and then it'll show the actual task due for that day. I can't navigate on it in this admin screen, but normally you'd be able to add that. You can also do save searches. So I know some buyers will actually run save searches. So if I go over to the procurement tab, there's save searches for things like maybe there's a save search for orders in CC to AN status or whatever it is. And so in this case, it's CC to AN on the invoicing side, so that'd go on the invoice tab. But you can publish save searches here as well. That'll show you invoices that are in the CC to AN, which might be something that people need to action. And so you can save searches that have different document titles or statuses, etc., and publish them to your power users. Again, a lot of this is customizing those tabs so that your power users, when they log in, instead of having to customize these, you have a pretty active tab so that when they go to sourcing, they see all their sourcing activities. When they go to contracts, they see their contracts. We've done a pretty good job of trying to put the basis in there, but again, it doesn't work for all customers. Once you're done with this, you will return to the administration page. And at that point, then you will potentially add a group restriction to this, right? So I could limit this to contract agents or purchasing agents, or some type of finance team, etc., and then publish it. And so you could have more than one dashboard, and that's where the rankings, if they have more than one dashboard, which one's going to take precedence. So we're going to go ahead and publish this. And make sure that that comes through. So I've defaulted this back to the default, which is the new default that I just created. And if you notice, I now have this finance tab. The news was technically there. We'd added that before, but it also is new. If I go to the finance tab here, you'll notice the three charts that I have. So that's the high-level overview for dashboards. There's obviously some nuances in there as well, but again, you can publish dashboards out to the entire user community with content that makes it easier for them to navigate. Thanks for the time, and thanks for watching.